Subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear.
Are you enjoying these stories on Reddit, girls? Please show your support by taking me on a coffee date virtually and buying me a cup of coffee. Or 3. Link in the description below.
My dad, 54 male, brainwash me female 21, and my siblings female 16, female 23, to thinking mom, 45 female, is crazy from a young to distance ourselves from her. Well, it's a very long story, sorry. 1. We are a family of 5, there's mom 45 and dad 54 of course, and 3 children, small sister 16, me 21 and big sister 23. The end. Note, I also added at the end a table of content that contains small summaries of each paragraph if you don't want to read the whole story. The paragraphs are numbered for easy referral. 2. From since I'm a baby I always remember my parents fighting with shouting that can be heard from the outside, like way outside the house. They will also throw things at each other, and mom chopping clothes of dads and beating and pushing each other. All kinds of uglies. 3. Anyway, my dad brainwashed me and my siblings into thinking it's mom's fault because she's mentally ill. He'll also mention her mental diseases to us when we are really young. So please excuse our behavior because we were at a very impressionable age. So we distanced ourselves from mom for many years because we thought she's the crazy one and she's causing those ugly fights to happen while also faking getting hit to go to court for a divorce. In my country, women are unable to get divorced unless it's included in the contract that they can, and in most cases, no one knows about contracts and they just sign, so they are forced to ask their husband to file the divorce. One time, I remember hearing the scariest screams and then leave room to check it out and I see mom on the floor screaming for her life and waddling around like a baby. I still don't understand what happened that day. There are also many times where mom will sit me and my younger sister in the kitchen after lunch on the dinner table's chairs and she kneels down on floor begging us to convince dad to divorce her, and also said if we chose to go live with dad after divorce she'll never let us see our cousins from her side of the family. We were super tight with them, super best friends, so that's a super scary threat to young kids. 4. A few days ago my biggest sister said that dad and mom, during when she was in high school, they went to court and dad told my big sister to steal documents from mom's room and other rooms in the house and some in our aunt's houses to use against mom because mom is the crazy one according to dad, which we believed. Dad told mom he'll take custody of us and he'll never let her see us, so she was scared for 2 years not knowing what to do. And so after all this he told my biggest sister that he only did this to scare mom into thinking she'll never see us and he didn't want to divorce, it was just a threat. I didn't know about this till today. She also said he used to hit mom and she saw it. She also said mom used to bang her head on the walls. I don't know how to process this because all my life everyone told me dad was the correct one and mom is the wrong one. She's the crazy one and he's the same one, but now it's the opposite, he's the toxic one and she's the one being abused. It's very hard to process and trust anything. But these days I just see how ugly he treats her. 5. Back to when we were young. Sorry for going back and forth, for many years we barely talked to her and she barely left her room to only cook lunch and prepare breakfast for school. All my memories from a young age is a mom in her room laying in her bed as if she's dead. So that's mean she never taught us about periods or bras or anything. But when me and my big sister went to UNI abroad our eyes opened and finally understood some things. 6. I realized how dad is kinda toxic. Like it's very well hidden kind of toxic. I could finally understand how badly he treated me when I was young. I'm dyslexic and so, of course, I had problems with reading and writing in school. I saw everyone in the assembly time get awarded with certificates for A+ and A except me. I'm the only one standing while everyone is up at stage while looking at me like I'm the dumbest person alive. This was from grades 1 and 3. And dad would scream murder at me for my grades, which I can't help, and I'm only like 5 years old who don't understand anything and no one explained anything to me. I had to come up with ways to hide my test scores and teachers reporting me for my abilities. So I learned the ability to run away from things. And sometimes he'd do these sudden pop tests to test my abilities, and if I get anything wrong he'll say all kinds of mean stuff and shout very loudly. And when I finally told him I can't help that I can't read, I'm doing my best, he said, well, it's not my fault if you don't tell me, it's not like I can read your mind. 7 And after that, I would go from tutors to another one and another and another. Many tutors and none helped. And then finally he made me go to a special needs institution in grade 6. They taught from the beginning on how to read and write. And I loved it. I even stay extra mins in the special needs class just to read more because I'm finally able to. I was happy, but they only taught me reading and writing ability for grade 4, so I'm 2 years behind. I barely was able to pass some subjects, which happens every year. Well, there's more to the story because my bigger sister was a genius in school. She'll get 100s and 99s in almost every year. Imagine me the dumbest person and my sister the genius in the same family. Dad would compare me and her for eternity. Till she went to college abroad and had some problems, and then he accused her of fucking with him and wasting his money for failing a subject, and now he hates her forever. Him hating her is subtle. He'd ignore her for months so I'll never realize stuff are occurring because they are behind the scenes. Most of the time I'm blind, I don't know what's happening until someone tells, and I just have to take their word for it because I don't know the way they talk is convincing, so I don't know who to trust anymore. Everyone says a different thing than the other and I'm so confused. 8 Also, when I was very young I remember an incident that crushed me. He'd treat me way worse than my other siblings. Everyone talked to him about this, especially Mom, but he denies it because she's the crazy one. One time in the car I was sitting at the back seats in the middle and I told him, you treat me differently than everyone else, and then he said with super angry voice, give me example, come on, and then I said with super scared voice, I can't think of one right now but there are so many, of course I can't think of example during fear, and then he said with more angrier voice, see there's none. And then there's a long pause before he screams, never tell me this again. I may not treat you the same way but I treat you the way you deserve, and then I was speechless because I was crushed. He pooped all over me like I was trash, like I didn't deserve to be treated nicely as others because I can't do things well enough. And then I cried silently in the corner of the car while hiding behind the chair because if he heard he'll ridicule me. There are many more, but these will suffice or else no one will read this at all because it's so long. 9 When I went to college abroad my hidden social anxiety surfaced so strong I couldn't leave the house because I was scared people will look at me. I didn't go to classes and so I was at risk of being kicked out. I got called to a meeting and then I explained some stuff and the nice meeting lady tried her best to help me go to class and I went most times. I passed college but couldn't get the wanted grades to progress to next year, so I went to cheaper and easier UNI that accepts my grades. I told Dad about my situation that happened there. He became nice to me for the first time in my whole life. The only reason I went abroad was to escape his never-ending screaming and pointing all the things I suck at. I didn't realize outside would be just or more worse than living with him. Anyway, I tried to get help many times but nothing changed. And then when I went to the new UNI, it came back, social anxiety, but I was able to pass the year. Forward to this year, it became even worse, so technically I didn't leave the house for many months, excluding some super essential times. There are so many weeks where I didn't even eat because I couldn't leave the house. I tried every day to get ready but unable to leave. And I was extremely sick this year too. My kidney hurts me every day, but if I can't go to class, can I even go to the hospital? So I don't think I can pass this year, and when Dad knows about this he'll just hate me like my bigger sister. 10 Since the college incident about social anxiety in the first year, he always says how he loves me and I'm the best person blah 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 and how much me and him are alike. I'm smart and stuff. He completely changed? I don't know how to feel about this. Like when I went to the therapy, the doctors said, wow, your dad loves you a lot. I was mind blown, like I was thinking WTH, he never said or treated me like he did. Is he pretending so the doctors like him? That's what I was thinking. 11 Whenever I try to think that Dad is a bad person, I start hating myself for being mean and rude and more, and then start pitying him, and then more bad shit about him pops up, and then the cycle repeats. Why am I like this? But there are good times too, so I don't know. 12 I want advice on how to process or think or do things. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry if I sounded not grateful for the things that I have. I just want some clarity on the situation from the outside perspective. I just want to clean my brain to become better because I'm slowly exploding. 13 Thanks, everyone, for reading a super long story about my life. TL, Doctor, Dad abuses my family, mostly Mom, and brainwashing us to think Mom's the crazy one and it's her fault, and therefore when we were young we distanced ourselves from her, but now we learn it may be the opposite. Dad is toxic and Mom is the nice one? There are also a few stories about how Dad and Mom treated me to get clarity on the situation as to help me how to get proper advice on the situation. TBH. I think both of your parents failed you, but that's something to sort out later. You need help. You need professional help. You said you'd tried, but you haven't said what you tried or how long you tried or if you were actually putting in the effort or if you were scared to, and therapy didn't help because you didn't commit to it. Therapists are all different. You need to interview some therapists and find one that you like, that you feel gets you and is offering a path that will help you. Even if you are 100% committed to doing the work of therapy, make no mistake, therapy is work. If you don't like your therapist, don't trust them, or feel they are not utilizing techniques good for the support you need, then therapy will be a struggle and likely fail. You might look into different therapy techniques, CBT, ACT, EMDR, psychodynamic, etc., and see if one clicks with you. Work with a therapist who will help guide you in that tactic or explain to you why that may not be a good therapy type for your trauma and mental health. You may also consider if you want to try medication or you want to try a totally holistic approach at first. You may also think about a voluntary commitment to a psychiatric hospital. That would help relieve other pressures from you, like having to worry about school at the same time. It would also be more intensive, which might be helpful in getting you started to figure out where to move forward from here. In addition to traditional therapy, you should think about taking other positive steps that might help you mentally, physically. You might think about adding ecotherapy, acupuncture, meditation, massage, aromatherapy, yoga, music therapy, santre therapy, art therapy, dance, movement therapy, and/or art therapy as regular parts of your routine. Any of these could be mentally, physically beneficial to you, as well as give you other ways to help process and cope with your feelings and give you an outlet you can dump all your strong, scary feelings into. I'm so sorry for how you were raised and what you've been through and what you've witnessed. You are incredibly strong to have made it this far. I promise there is still more amazing opportunities out there for you. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.